Safety first. All right, man. What's up? This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. I'm just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. Damn, I need a haircut. Um, anyway, I'm feeling bullish, man. I know right now we're kind of seeing a drop, and I told you yesterday I think it would. I'm not talking bullish for like today, tomorrow. I mean, possibly, I guess anything. But I think that pullback I talked about is almost going to be more like a slingshot type move for AMC. I don't know. You know, yesterday I talked a lot about you know, the algorithms and a move up coinciding with success of movies, basically. Um, but if you're reading just the charts, I saw a lot of barcoding yesterday. It's dumping a little bit today. But I think that pullback will work is somewhat as a slingshot. I don't know how slow the algorithm's going, but I do think it'll pull back and bounces back up. Probably, in the day, around that 505, 501 mark, pulling it back. I think you're going to, in my personal opinion, I'm not 100% certain on this, but I do think that they're going to steadily kind of try to pull back as slow as possible before it has a bounce back up. Now, this is for short term. I'm not talking about MOAS or squeeze territory. I'm just talking about just the chart, what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a slow pullback and a bounce back up, and it'll probably bing back around where it's been, kind of boring, but it might pop up a little bit before. So I'm seeing a pullback. I don't have a chart, so this is my chart. Pull back, bounce up, and then back to about where levels we're at. So there's opportunity, in my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but I think, there's opportunity to make a couple bucks. But if you play it that way, for me personally, I just buy and hold. That's how I do it. But I do think, you see a pullback, slingshot up, and then level it back out. It's almost, kind of how it goes. They just want to, like I said, it's a boring algorithm, slowed down at certain times, sped up at certain times. But I do think what I talked about yesterday, I think is still my main thought on it, I guess. I think the algos combined with movies, combined with the season, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And, you got to look at the times in the market. I don't have a chart or anything in front of me that says, but I know that, like, certain times of the market are slow, or you got times where people are pulling out because they want money for the holidays. So you got to kind of watch it. But I do think, I really, really think, and I'm not giving a date for a MOAS or anything, but I really am interested to see November, December, see how those months go. I don't know. It'll just be an interesting couple of months. Pulling into these next earnings, I think we see better earnings than we've seen. You've got possible, like we've seen earnings in a quarter. I don't know, maybe, I don't know when it was, few 2, 3, 4 earnings ago. It was their highest earnings in a quarter that their company has ever made, and we watched their stock dump. So, you don't get too excited if the earnings are great and we're like, oh my God, we're gonna, sometimes those things happen, and those are kind of the reasons you also could see that there's something amiss, there's something not right when the earnings are so good that the stock dumps. Earnings, I believe, are going to go better than probably expected. Just my personal opinion, but I don't think that transitions into a fucking skyrocketing stock. With this type of stock, everything's a little crazy. You see good earnings and you see a drop. So you see bad earnings, you see a drop. So it's just they wait for that time, because I think a lot of they in my opinion, no factual evidence, but I think if anyone or algo, whatever, is in control of this, I think it has some sort of system maybe that knows, earnings are coming, people are going to be watching it, eyes are on it, and they kind of deflate it a little bit, like, oh my God, we're just screwed. That's what they want you to think, in my opinion. Oh, good earnings, it doesn't work, and nothing's going to work. And that's just kind of how it's been. They, in my opinion, it just wants to get people depressed and burnt out on the play and move on to the next, and hopefully everyone sells and they just get out of it, they squeeze out of it, no squeeze, but they wiggle out of it and move on. That's just kind of what it looks like to me. But you got a problem because you got so many fucking retail investors that aren't leaving, we're not fucking selling, that type of shit. And just continuously buying. I bought more yesterday. I bought more today. Not a lot, a couple shares, but it adds up. It really does add up when you got so many people buying, a dozen shares, 2 shares, 100 shares, 0.5 share, whatever it is. It all adds up because at the end of the day, the volume is it may not look high every day, but or on a day-to-day basis, but a continuous buying. I would think the OBV, I haven't looked at it, but I believe the OBV is still showing more buys and sells. So that's a huge part of it. We're just, like I said, I think we see a pullback, a bounce up, and then it levels back out, and that's it. This play, to me, it's got a lot in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't have a lot of time left, but in like the day-to-day basis, it still has quite a bit of time left. So, it gives me opportunity to buy. This is not the only stock I'm buying, but in my opinion, this one alone to me is the biggest wild card I have in my portfolio, just because I think AMC has the potential to really still see MOAS numbers. And as soon as I say thousands, people like lose their shit. You can't even say $10 right now. People are like, no, I don't never reach 10. Never say never. I'll say that, because you just never know what can happen with these stocks. Black swan event could happen at any moment. If something like that were to happen, some sort of black swan that created coverings, like actual real coverings, not just people saying they covered or manipulated and saying it covered or whatever, covered and closed. We should say that too, because a lot of times, people say, oh, they covered their positions. Well, they did, but they didn't cover the synthetic positions, in my personal opinion. Joe H says invest in malls too. All right, I see you, man. LG says, let's see what we got going here. What's up, the man? What's up, maybe? LG, they have the price heavily suppressed under 573. It's been reported that AMC short sellers losses kick in at 573. Once we get past that range, we will have volatility. The day in the news, debt restructured price peaked to 575. The hour-long halt. That's the crazy thing too, is you look back at some of the halts too, man. Like, even if it tries to rip right now, today, tomorrow, in my personal opinion, it tries to rip, they're gonna halt it. They're gonna do the same thing. You might get a little jump before, catch them by surprise. I go, shit, we're up at $11-12. Let's they're gonna hurry, and I don't know what buttons they push, but that's my impression of them fucking fixing the algo. And then boom, back down, bore us out. But to me, I just a lot of it is not just the fact that I've done so much DD and so much reading and so much investigating on this shit in my own, I don't know if investigating is the right word, but so much research of this stock and things that go into this, but also instinct, man, just a gut feeling, and that's just to trust me, bro. Like, obviously you can't just trust me because of what I'm saying, but and that's just me personally. You do what you want. If your gut feeling tells you to get the fuck out, then that's what you do. I just say, but why do I keep saying it's this damn Celsius. I jumped off the monsters, and I probably have to jump back on them because these Celsius are strong. They're too strong. I don't know what's going on, but I've been drinking these things and being like, crack the fuck out. Anyway, that's just kind of where I'm at right now. It's the same thing, repetitive, up, down, until we just fucking fly. So, for me, the number doesn't really matter. Anything at this point is just, I would say anything's a buy zone at this point for every day. If it goes to $7, I'd still buy. If it goes to $20, I'd still buy. If it goes to $30, I'd still buy. If it goes to $2, I'll buy. So my buy zone is very wide right now with AMC, just because of the circumstances. Any other stock, I would definitely, I wouldn't think that at all. I've got into stocks before and bought in, and my, average was like $12, and I sold excited at like $12.75. So it's just a different, Leah says AMC will dilute further. They always do. maybe. I don't know. But, you know, if you're in the stock and you believe in the company and they dilute, you're probably going to say, well, okay, they probably needed it. I haven't heard any news of dilution. It hasn't diluted for a long time. I don't to. They will announce it. Everyone will know before it happens. It's not just like all of a sudden, like, we diluted, the money's gone. You know, normally announcement, some sort of letting you know, like, hey, we got to raise money. If you start seeing something that's, hey, we got to raise some capital for this and this and this, dilution is possible, then it is what it is. But I don't think and don't see it happening right now. That's just kind of one of the, to me, I don't know, it seems kind of, I guess, more like FUD when people start talking about the dilution, because it's like it was necessary to dilute the last couple times. They did it. How many times did they diluted? Twice? I don't know. Leah also says it's necessarily bad for a company. You're right. They get money for operations. I guess you have your opinion. I have mine. It's all right. We can agree to disagree. I think that the money, this company had some huge debt, some huge issues. If it wasn't manipulated and suppressed, in my opinion, it would have had to dilute. So that's why I don't get mad at AMC or the board or the company when the dilution happens. It makes me more eager to buy and more upset at the people who've done this to the company, that have manipulated it, that have put it in this position to have to do that. Because I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. Can't read your comments now because I'm driving. Anyways, but all I'm saying is, it's just my thoughts on it, and you can have your thoughts as well, you know, and I understand how, you know, if you haven't really done your due diligence or gone through the whole process of this, when someone dilutes, it can piss you off. Like when GME diluted, you don't hear a lot about that, you know. GME diluted, Ryan Cohen diluted, they raised hella capital for the company, and now everyone's like, wow, they're so smart for doing that, they got billions of dollars. But when AMC did it, it's like, they're trying to short the fuck out of us, you know, and just I don't know, it's a mess, man. And that also strengthens my resolve in this play, just because another stock can do the exact same thing that AMC does, and they're geniuses, but when AMC does it, they're diabolical, you know. So it is a tricky situation. There's a lot of moving parts. You can't just say, oh, well, this is that for certain, because, like I said, there's a lot of moving parts, you know, that you can't pinpoint one move and say, well, that's just like you can't say it's going to squeeze 100%, because whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, I think. If not, well, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, so good, we're all confused. But like I said, Leah says, not spreading FUD, the shorts can burn. I don't know. It's a tricky situation, because the shorts, it's just like, it's like a game, you know. You got your team, they got their team, you know. There's several teams playing against each other. I don't necessarily hate the hedge funds. I don't hate, you know, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make money at their own game. So instead of hating them and having a passionate hate, you just develop more smarts, more maneuvers, more skill, and educate yourself, make yourself smarter, and win at the game. You know, you put too much emotion and passion in it, like, I hate these motherfuckers, you're gonna get mad all the time, you're not gonna be able to win, and this is not good that way. So for me personally, I have no like hatred towards really anyone. Hate's a strong word. I don't really care. You know, they're doing what they're doing. I'm sure they have their reasons. I'm doing what I'm doing. I have my reasons. Let's see, dilution saved the company and our investment. People can stand. I don't know. Yeah, dilution did save the company. And that was where I would say the shorts really kind of pressed the issue of saying that the dilution was bad, and that's just my opinion. But I think they did pretty good at confusing the fuck out of people, because AMC had a big, strong community. Everyone's like, me stand strong, me never sell, and then boom, one thing happens, like, oh my god, I'm fucking out of here, fuck AMC, I can't believe it, Adam Aarons, hedgy, and you know, they just sent everyone panicking. But one good thing that came out of that is you divided You know, like I used to say, oh, well, they want to divide and conquer. Well, they divided, but they can't conquer. There's just too many, you know, too many people. And I think a lot of the division where the paper hands got rid of their stock or whatever it is, and they might buy back in, because I've seen a lot of people talk about how they can't stand AMC, they don't trust them, et cetera, and then all of a sudden they're buying back in. And then when they start losing again, they hate AMC again, and then they get a little FOMO and they're back in, and then they start losing again. That's a bad way to invest. You know what I mean? I'm just steady, even kill. I'm buying, I'm holding. I like the company, I like the stock. I believe in movies. I believe in the company. I believe it's a good investment in my opinion. It's just taken a lot longer than most people thought it would. But I mean, for the most part, investments, really, I mean, that's how it works. Unless you're a day trader, a short-term trader, which I am not, then this is how stocks work. Can't read anything. There's a bunch of held for review. Probably telling me I'm a handsome son of a gun. Anyway, I think there's just a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of panic, and understandable because your money's on the line. A lot of retail investors are just common dudes like myself, common females, common men, common whatever you are, whatever, you know. It's a lot of people that don't spend every hour of their day studying the market. So it's kind of like maybe David Goliath, I don't know, freaking Muggsy Bogues versus Jordan. You can look at it in certain different ways, because you can look at these hedgies and people who are on the other side of this, or professional traders, whatever you want to call or say, or whoever you're looking at. They do this for a living every day, day in, day out. We come in and there's like a bunch of apes, you know, just a bunch of idiots like, oh, I'm gonna make some money, and it's got to be irritating, like with GME, how it happened. Like, you know, oh my god, all these guys made all this money and they didn't know what the hell they're doing. We do this all every day of our life. It's probably kind of embarrassing, to be honest, for that side. So I think they do whatever they can to keep it down and spread misinformation, scare you out of your play. And like I said, it's kind of understandable for a lot of people to get scared out of the play, just because they're not educated enough. And I'm not trying to call anyone dumb or talk shit. I'm just saying that I can't go into a computer repair center and just because I know how to freaking reboot my computer at home, I can't go into a computer tech center and go in and get a job and just fucking kill it and be, you know, repairing computers and shit just because I know how to change my auxiliary cords or some shit. I don't know. I think you feel what I'm trying to say. Like, these guys, day in, day out, professionals, that's what they do for a living. You got dudes like me that own businesses and sell hats and whatever else, you know. It's just not what I do on a day-to-day. But what's happened is, we've been in here so long, your money's on the line, you start educating yourself. And it's really, to be honest, in my personal opinion, it's not that hard to sit down and learn some basics, learn some chart reading, and just know that, look, man, my theory is buy and hold. There's not really much else to it. I buy, I hold, and, you know, I don't get scared out of my play. Know the company you're investing in. Know the AMC, the CEO. Like with AMC, you know, you have to. That's where one of the issues comes in. There's still a lot of investors that don't believe in the CEO or don't believe in the board. It's going to be really hard to hang on to your shares if you don't believe in what the company's doing, or you believe in the company, or believe in the CEO. That's one of the keys to investing in any stock. You really, unless it's just an in and out play, you know, that you have some sort of instinct or chart reading ability that says it's going to go up and down. I'm just going to get in and out real quick. But if you're investing in a company that you like, you have to like the board, you have to like this, you have to like that, and otherwise you're going to more than likely just panic sell or get mad. So don't mix your emotions in. use your instinct. I've always said that, don't confuse the two. Don't get your instinct and emotion confused, because it's easy to get your instincts confused with your emotions, because you can say, oh, my instincts never lead me astray. Let's say you're dating someone, you're in a relationship, and you're with this woman. She's a great woman. She's faithful. She's loyal. She's a good woman to you. But you have paranoia, and she starts talking to some dude, and your paranoia is telling you that, oh, she's gonna cheat on me with this dude because he's buffer and he's fucking a millionaire, or whatever the case is. So your paranoia starts kicking in, and then next thing you know, it's you're saying to yourself, well, my instinct tells me something's wrong. No, motherfucker, that's your paranoia. You know what I mean? So it's easy to confuse the two. If you can learn how to separate the two, I think you'll be okay. But just my thoughts. Oh man. But yeah, I think AMC is kind of at one of those peaks again. You're gonna see it's just gonna be continuous. There's gonna be people like me. There's gonna be people that are 100% against it. There's gonna be people that love the company. There's people that hate the company. There's people that think this was AMC was only brought here to destroy GME, and I believe that's kind of one of those paranoia things. But it is what it is. You get into that deep conversation of private equity and this and that, and AMC is only here for a diversion and blah blah blah. My thing is, I've done enough research to where even if you believe that this is a private equity play, there is still an algorithm that's going to lead it upwards. So if I get to the point and I say, oh my God, this is a horrible play, I can't believe it, I don't trust it, I'm just going to wait till that algorithm pops. And I'm not telling you what to do, but for me personally, I would just wait till the algorithm pops, and then I'll sell at a profit. I do not want to sell at a loss. 99% of my plays, I don't sell at a loss. Every once in a while, you got to just take the L and go with it. You know what I mean? But I've got plays in my portfolio that have been in the red for months, and I'm just not touching them. Some I'm adding to, some I'm not. Some I regret getting into, but I know that at some point or another, it'll either make a very teeny profit, or make my money back, or make a decent profit, or the company might have something big that happens. It's happened to me before too. I've been invested in companies that I thought, man, I need to get out of this once it makes my money back, maybe make even a 5% profit. I just want to get out of it, but I don't want to sell in the red. And then all of a sudden some news comes out and you get like a 20-30% profit out of it. So patience. D. Do your DD, have patience, use your instinct. Don't be a paper-handed biatch. I think we'll be good. It's not financial advice, obviously. I've had like 2 or 3 guys always tell me, you don't need to say the disclaimer, but guess what? I'm going to fucking say the disclaimer. Disclaimer, I'm using the disclaimer. Because it's just, I don't know, it's what I do, shit. Because I'm not a financial advisor, that's why. But yeah, like I said, I think we're going to see that pullback, slow pullback, slingshot up, and then retrace right back to where we're at. I think, you'll probably see it maybe dip under 5, back into like the 4 or something range, jump back up to like $5, $6, and then get us back into that $5.10, $5.18 kind of boring range again. That's just how it's going to go, in my personal opinion. I don't think we're going to have, and it would be nice, we could see a decent pop up. But like I said, even if it jumped up to $11, $12 right now, it to me, it's just the up and down, I didn't jump into AMC to sell for those type of small profits. Now, well, it'd be a decent profit for as many shares I have at this point, but I think for anyone invested, it's your own personal opinion. Like if you're struggling and your money ain't right, and you've invested $10,000 in this stock, and you're stressed out and it's eating you up every day, and you can get out with your $10,000 back and a couple $1,000s on top, then hey man, that's good for you. I'm not bashing you. I'm not against you. If that feels good and that's your success, then that's good, man. I mean, shit, everyone likes a couple $1,000s here and there, you know what I mean? So, and if you're the type that buys in and sells and buys in and sells and is making profits steadily for the last few years, then cool. That's good for you too. For me personally, the way my budget is, the way I feel about it, my thoughts is this: I'm buying, I'm holding until I have the number I want. And the number I want is definitely over the hundreds. You know what I mean? And call me crazy, but it'll, you know, it'll play itself out. We'll see. And like I said, I've invested what I'm willing to lose. So if worst case scenario and everything tanks and it goes to a penny, then hey, man, fuck, it sucks, but I lost some money. I'll recoup it on another stock. But there's not a whole lot of other stocks that I believe that could have some sort of life-changing money like this. Eric says support and resistant lines intersect today. It has to pick a direction. To 50 and 100 EMA were within 6 cents. I closed last night. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is what's going to happen to me. I think if it crosses that line and you see some positivity and people start coming out and hyping it like, oh my God, we're going to squeeze. You get everyone pumped up, all the YouTubers, all the Reddit boards and Facebook and Twitter or X or whatever, you know, people get hyped up on it, and then all of a sudden, you know, everyone's back in, the FOMO's in, they'll just kill it and run it down. I don't think this can, it's possible it could run, but I really do think this is going to play out as long as they can let it play out. And I think, in my personal opinion, they've got a little more time and a little more money they can fuck around with, because they're making money on another end. Even though you could say, oh, they're losing billions on AMC or losing billions on GME, they're still making billions on other plays. At some point, they get tired of it. I think the algos, the movies, the success of the company, the debt getting paid down, the restructuring of this debt, you know, I think it might be some time. Like I said earlier, in the grand scheme of things, it's not much, but on the day-to-day, it's going to feel like forever. So that's why I don't follow the line every day. I check the price, but it doesn't stress me out. If I looked at it right now and it was at $2, I wouldn't panic. I would probably just buy. If it was at $100, I might start, you know, breathing a little heavy and maybe sell 2 or 3 shares just because. I don't know why I would, but just because I'm like, oh my God. But, you know, no, I wouldn't. I don't know what I would do, you know, but like I said, and that's the other thing too, I just got done saying earlier, I'm waiting for it to go to thousands. But if it went at $100 right now, today, and I felt like it was still going to break that down, there's a possibility, yeah, I'm going to take some profits and buy back in. I don't know. I can't say for certainty what I would do until it happens. And like I said, there's a lot of moving parts. You got to play it by ear and see what's happening, you know? So anyways, I just really wanted to jump in and see what's up, man, and say what's up to everyone. Give my nonsense thoughts. So that's where I'm at. Same shit, different toilet, if you will. So here we are. It's gonna ride it out, man. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback, a slingshot up, and then a retracement back to where we're at in the next week, 2, I don't know, day, 2, 3 days. It's hard to say, but I think that's just how it's gonna play out. And I think that can be a continuous algo for until it can't, and that's what's just gonna happen. It's just like any up, down, up, down, up, down. But anyways, hopefully you guys have a great day. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Hopefully all of you guys make some gains, make some money, and have a good day. Be blessed. Let's get rich soon. Peace.